Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. Today's video is going to be another, well, I'll call it a mega haul because there's quite a lot of stuff to go through, a variety of different sources. There's some charity shop stuff from when I went charity shop hunting with Tim Cole last week now. Yeah, a week ago will be when I post this video. Also something he gave me as a swap. I got a few CEX pickups as well, and the rest is all online orders, a variety of stuff. So first off, I will go through what he gave me to swap. Then I think I'll go through what the CEX stuff, then the charity shop stuff, and then the deliveries. I got one of these. I will sell my copy that I have because it's just one of the films, singly one of my favourite films of all time as well. So yeah, I'll probably trade that in at CEX now because I've got the box set. But that's the Vengeance trilogy, which obviously includes Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, and Lady Vengeance. I've only seen obviously Old Boy, which that's to say I absolutely adore. But I've not seen the other two, so we'll definitely be giving those a look soon. So thanks Tim for this, really appreciate it. Awesome set, awesome guy. If you haven't checked out Tim's channel, go and check him out. He's on our live stream most Mondays. Sometimes he's working. I don't think he's on the one that will be on tonight. But yeah, great guy. Go and check out his channel. I think he's just recently changed his channel name to Tim's Film Waffles or something along those lines. Sorry Tim if I can't remember correctly. But yeah, go and check him out if you don't do so already. Great guy, great channel, very similar stuff to what I do. Very well informed, especially on horror, and just a great guy. That he is what you see. Comes exactly across as you see on camera and on the live stream. He's just a really down-to-earth guy and just a great guy. So yeah, thank you Tim for that. And then as I say, I'll show you the stuff I picked up in CEX today, only 4. I am sticking to a budget for now, because I've gone a bit crazy the last few weeks. So I'm going to try and stick to spending £10 a week. Probably try and go for every Friday. I'll either order stuff or get stuff from CEX. CEX for me is better because you can get more for your money. But if I can't get to a CEX, then I'll probably just try and it might be a less, but might be better quality stuff online. But yeah, I'm gonna try because money's a bit tight at the moment, so I want to try and keep to a budget. So I'm going to try and keep to a £10 budget. I've got plenty to watch through anyway. It just may mean there'll be less stuff to show in future pickup videos for a while. But anyways, I'll stop babbling on. I'll show you the one that I've actually seen first, that I'm happy to have in the collection finally, and that's St. Vincent, which is a Theodore Melfi film, starring Bill Murray, Melissa McCarthy, Naomi Watts, who was it? Terrence Howard, Chris O'Dowd. And it's a really good film. I've seen this one a few times now. Just a really heartwarming film about a lady and her son, played by Melissa McCarthy, who move in next door to Bill Murray's character, who's a retired grumpy old git basically, who loves to drink alcohol and gamble, but he soon forms a friendship with the young lad. And yeah, it's just a really heartwarming, really endearing film. If you've not seen it, £3 I got it for. Definitely recommend giving that one a go. Bill Murray's absolutely on point in this one as well. Then next up, this was one I saw a trailer for on something I watched a few weeks ago now on Blu-ray, and I thought it was one from my list. So it's one that I was going to get anyway, but a bit cheaper than, I think it was going for about £5 something on eBay, so I thought, yeah, I'll just get it a lot cheaper in CEX, and that's a film called Tracks, which is, I believe, an Australian film about a young woman who goes on a trek across the Australian outback, and on the way she comes across Adam Driver's character, who's a photographer who kind of photographs her journey. I don't know if it's a true story. Yeah, it is a true story. Mia Wasikowska, I think is how you pronounce her name, and as I said, Adam Driver. And I do like these sorts of films. I really liked Into the Wild, and I think this kind of gives off similar sort of vibes. So yeah, the trailer looked decent, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. That one's called Tracks. Then we have, apologies if the lighting is not good as well. I'm trying to use natural lighting when I can in my videos, but the sun's kind of gone in, so there's not as much light as I would have liked to have had. I'll show this one next. Next up, another Denzel Washington film to add to the collection, and one that I've not actually seen before, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out. And it's called Courage Under Fire, also starring Meg Ryan. About an army officer who he's been asked to review the posthumous candidacy of the first woman to receive the Medal of Honor, played by Meg Ryan. And it's about him investigating it and kind of finding out what really happened, like surrounding her death. And yeah, that's what it says on the back anyway. But yeah, you've also got Matt Damon, Lou Diamond Phillips, Bronson Pinchot, Scott Glenn, music by James Horner, directed by Edward Zwick. So yeah, good talent. Roger Deakins was the DP. Yeah, just under 2 hours this one. So yeah, looking forward to giving that one a go at some point soon. And then finally, a British film which I've had my eye on for a while, because the director is one of my favourite British actors. I know Sam will definitely agree with this. Yeah, just a terrific British actor. I always really like when I see him pop up in anything. And he directed this. I think this may have been his first film he directed. I know he's done another one since, which I'd like to get hold of. But yeah, this has got a great cast. You've got Peter Mullen, Olivia Colman, and Eddie Marsan in Tyrannosaur, a film by Paddy Considine, which I've heard is excellent. I've heard this is on some best British films lists and stuff. So £3 again, very happy to get that. I believe it's about a man he's a bit of a violent man, he's drunk, and he gets angry quite easily, and he meets Olivia Colman's character, who's like a Christian woman that works in the local charity shop, who just appears to be really happy, really nice, and really tries to help him, and they kind of form some sort of friendship. But there's something dark in her personal life, is all I'll say. It does say on the back, but I won't go into it because I think it kind of spoils it a bit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out, because I love Paddy Considine. He's a terrific actor. So I'd love to see what his directing's like. As I said, I'd also like to get my hands on Journeyman, which I think is the other film he's directed. But yeah, Tyrannosaur, really looking forward to giving that one a watch. So that's all of the CEX stuff. I'll go on to what I got in the charity shop now. When we went to the charity shop on Monday, got quite a few stuff, some really good offers. So yeah, I was overall pretty happy with what I came out with. What shall we go with first? I think we'll go. Well, I'll just go in any order that it comes. Another Denzel film, one that I've not seen. I believe you can only get this on DVD anyway. But yeah, looks like a decent action kind of film. It's called Out of Time. Who else is in it? Eva Mendes. Yeah. Oh, and I just mentioned to Neil over what's his channel name? I think it's just Neil's Movie Channel. I don't know why I blanked then. That I watched in my underrated dramas, One True Thing, which is a film by Carl Franklin, and I said to him, I don't really know any other Carl Franklin films. He's a director I'd quite like to check out because I enjoyed that film, and this just also happens to be directed by Carl Franklin, so I'm hoping it's a good film. 4 stars on the front. It's Denzel, so yeah, definitely give that one a go. Next up is Stephen King adaptation. You know I really like my Stephen King adaptations. I've read some of the book for this one, and really like the story. It's got a great cast, and I've heard it's a decent film. And that is Dreamcatcher. You've got Morgan Freeman, Thomas Jane, Jason Lee, Damian Lewis, Timothy Olyphant, Tom Sizemore, Donnie Wahlberg. Music by James Newton Howard. As I said, based on the book by Stephen King. So yeah, another one that I'm really looking forward to watching. As I said, I've read part of the book and I did enjoy what I read of it. I like most of Stephen King's stuff anyway, so yeah, one that I am definitely looking forward to checking out, Dreamcatcher. Next up, this actor and director had a film out a few weeks ago that everyone's kind of saying this is kind of the film it's similar to, and they all thought it was going to be a sequel to this film, but it isn't. And this is kind of the first of these kind of films, so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go, get the DVD. If I like it, I can get the Blu-ray. If not, not much lost at 25p. So that is The Football Factory, which is a Nick Love film starring Danny Dyer, about football hooligans, I think, and yeah, I'll give it a go. The only really experience with Danny Dyer I've got is through EastEnders, and he did that sitcom last year, Mr. Big Stuff, which I really liked. I think they're doing a second series of that, but outside of that, other than like when he appears on like these panel comedian shows, not really seen much of him. But he seems like quite a funny person. So yeah, I'll give this one a go. See what it's like. And if I don't like it, like I said, I've only spent 25p on it, so I can just send it back to charity for that. Next up, another one, only 25p for. I think these were, some of them may have been like in a 5 for a pound, I think. Another one to add to my Pierce Brosnan and Julianne Moore collection. Love both of those actors. Pierce Brosnan, you probably saw some point last year, I got quite a few of his films on like DVD and Blu-ray, and this is one that I looked at. It looks like my sort of film, like a light-hearted comedy, and it's called Laws of Attraction. As I said, also starring Julianne Moore, Parker Posey, Michael Sheen. Yeah, looks like my sort of film, light-hearted comedy, romance sort of thing. So yeah, for 25p, I'll give that. Excuse me, I'll give that one a go as well. Again, 25p for this one. One that I've heard of but don't know much about. It's a Kim Basinger film. Who else is in it? Eva Marie Saint is in it as well. Don't think I know anyone else in it. But it's a film called I Dreamed of Africa. So I've heard of it before, but I don't really know too much about it. So yeah, for 25p, I'll give it a go, see if it's any good. Next up, one that, again, I had this on my list to get on Blu-ray because it's one that I remember watching when it came out, and it seemed to get absolutely trashed, this film, and I actually found it pretty funny. I may have had it on DVD at some point in the past, but I don't think I do anymore. And I was going to get the Blu-ray for £2 something, but I thought, again, 25p for the 5 for a pound, I might as well pick it up. So I've got the DVD, I can watch it again at least. But yeah, if you've not seen this, I'd recommend it. I actually think it is quite a good underrated comedy, and it's called Mordecai. Mordecai, starring Johnny Depp as the title character. You've got Ewan McGregor playing a detective that helps him. Gwyneth Paltrow plays his wife. You've got Paul Bettany, who's like his butler, manservant type thing. Jeff Goldblum, who's kind of like the, I suppose, antagonist. Olivia Munn. And it's actually directed by David Koepp, who wrote the original Jurassic Park. I think he's directed a few things in the past as well. But yeah, I remember I was one of the only ones that found this really funny when it came out, and I've not seen it for, it must be 10 years now since this came out. So it's been a long time since I've watched it, so I really want to give it another watch, and I thought 25p, yes, DVD, I could get it quite cheap on Blu-ray, but for 25p, I'm happy with the DVD for now, just to give it another watch. So yeah, that's Mordecai. And then next up, again, 25p, a lot of these were really cheap. A British film, which I've heard of before but didn't know anything about. It's based on a true story, and it stars Dominic Cooper, Dan Stevens, and Emily Browning, and it's called Summer in February. Based on a novel, it says, set in Cornwall just before the First World War. Yeah, sounds interesting. Looks like a love story of sorts. Yeah, interested to give that one a go. One that I did show briefly on the live stream last Monday, because this actress, I adore her. I know Stuart adores her as well. and this is a film that's very hard to get on Blu-ray, so I thought, you know what, bugger it, I'm just going to get the DVD and give it a watch. And that's Barbara Streisand in Yentl, one of the last of her big films that I needed to get in the collection. There's What's Up Doc I would still like to get, but other than that, I think I've pretty much got everything that I would want from her filmography that's I know is going to be decent. But yeah, I think this is where she goes and she has to pretend to be a man, I believe. I don't know too much. I know she directed this one as well. Mandy Patinkin's in this as well. Yeah, but Barbara Streisand, I'll give anything with her in a watch. Next up, I think I paid 50p for this, and I have heard of this before. Again, it's based on a true story and quite an interesting story. I'd be really interested to check out. Stars Christian Slater, Kevin Bacon, and Gary Oldman, and that is a film called Murder in the First, based on the true story. It's basically how they brought down Alcatraz as a prison, how what happened to cause it to be shut down as a prison, because of the way that one specific person, Henry Young, his name is played by Kevin Bacon, how he was treated. He was basically, I'll read the back. It says Henry Young is a 1930s convict who has been sent to prison for stealing $5. When caught trying to escape, Henry is placed in solitary confinement for several years, emerging as a tortured madman with a tormented and persecuted soul. In a deluded rage, he murders an inmate, but when faced with execution, he and his lawyer, played by Christian Slater, must convince the jury that his horrific treatment is to blame as they attempt to bring down the whole of Alcatraz. So it was these events that kind of, I think, led to the downfall of Alcatraz. We've also got Embeth Davidtz, Brad Dourif, William H. Macy, and R. Lee Ermey in this. So really good cast, and one I'm really looking forward to checking out as well. Next up, 50p I paid for this one, and I've always said if I see anything with Nicolas Cage in that looks decent, I'm going to give it a go, give it a watch, see what it's like. And I've actually heard this is a pretty decent one with him in, and it's a film called Joe. It's a film directed by David Gordon Green, he's good at indie films, not the mainstream films, because he did the Halloween trilogy and the newest Exorcist film, but indie films he's really good at. He did Nutcrackers last year with Ben Stiller, which I really enjoyed. Stronger with Jake Gyllenhaal's a really good one. Yeah, he's a decent indie director, and this definitely looks like an indie film. I think there's only two characters in it. I think it's him and Ty Sheridan. I don't really know too much about it though. But yeah, as I said, Nicolas Cage, 50p. I'll give it a go and see what it's like. Again, another one for 50p. I think this was in the same charity shop, or 49p, shall I say, in Age UK it looks like. A Touchstone film with Dennis Quaid and Sharon Stone. It's called Cold Creek Manor. Got Christopher Plummer, Juliette Lewis, Stephen Dorff in this one as well. I think it's like a psychological thriller horror type film by the looks of things, so I'm all in. Love those sorts of films. Got a great cast, Kristen Stewart as well, it says. So yeah, I'll definitely give this one a go, see what it's like. Then again, 49p, we have a film by Edward Burns, who's more known for being an actor, but I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. Looks like a light-hearted comedy. It's called The Brothers McMullen, written and directed by Edward Burns. It's a 20th Century Fox film. Don't reckon other than him. Oh, Connie Britton. Those are the only two names that I know in this. But yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. Looks like it won something at Sundance, maybe. Yeah, winner, Best Picture, 1995 Sundance Film Festival. So yeah, I'll give that one a go as well. And then Tim said this was a pretty decent horror film that I'd heard of, set in the Paris catacombs. I think it's like a found footage type film. It's called As Above, So Below. So yeah, I thought I'm getting into more of my horror. I've found footage is a subgenre of horror I've not really delved into. I'd be interested in checking out Blair Witch Project, and I thought this one for 50p, I'll pick it up, give it a go, see what I think of it. So that's As Above, So Below. And finally, another Danny Dyer film, but unfortunately, I think I did also mention this one on the live stream, possibly. I got home, the thing with me and Tim, we didn't check any of the discs to look for scratches, and I got home and this one, well, I'll show you now. I don't think it's going to play, so, but again, I don't think I've paid 50p for it, so and it's available on Blu-ray, so I might look out for it in charity shop again. I might see if it'll play. It's very unlikely, but it's another Nick Love film. It's called The Business. A follow-up to, well, it's not like a sequel to The Football Factory, but it's their next collaboration together, I believe. So I thought, yeah, I'll get this one, give it a go as well. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. But unfortunately, there were 2 copies. I should have looked at the other copy, but I didn't check the discs at all. I don't know if you'll be able to pick up. It looks like it could be disc rot. I'm not sure if you can see. I don't think it's going to pick it up. But it's very... I don't know if you can see that. I don't think you can. It's very... well, it looks like it's just got a layer of something on top of it, like mold or something. I don't know. But I've tried cleaning it and nothing seems to come off. So I honestly don't know if this one's going to work or not. I will give it a go, but it's not looking hopeful. But as I said, for 50p, I didn't mind too much. That's The Business. And then deliveries. First up, this one I got from CEX because I've seen this before. Can't remember too much about it. It's a British film about 5-6 years ago. I think this came out now. Apparently it's out of print. You can't get a Blu-ray. It's only available on DVD, and I looked on eBay and it was going for like £25, and I'm not willing to pay that for a DVD even though I wanted to see the film. I looked on CEX. They had 1 copy left. I was a bit apprehensive because DVDs from CEX are hit and miss with scratches and stuff, and the condition they come in sometimes. But it was a lot cheaper. It was under £5, I think, with postage. So I thought, I'll take the gamble and I'll get it. And it came, and it's not even an English release. I think it's Danish or something, German maybe even. I have no idea. But it's a film called You, Me and Him, which, as I said, I had watched when it first came out. The disc on this as well isn't too great, but it's pretty scratched, I won't lie. But again, I'll give it a go and see what it's like, because I'm not going to be able to get it any other way, I don't think. Yeah, not in the best condition, but I'm happy to have it. It's got a decent cast. You've got Lucy Punch, Faye Marseille, Gemma Jones, the great David Warner, Simon Bird from The Inbetweeners, Sally Phillips, Sarah Parish, and the great David Tennant, whose face is covered by that sticker, which I can't get off. About 2 women who want to have a baby together, obviously, and they both accidentally end up getting pregnant. One sleeps with her neighbour, the other one's on IVF, and they both get pregnant at the same time, and chaos kind of ensues. And I remember it being really funny, a decent British film. So yeah, when I found out that it was hard to get hold of, I jumped on the only copy I could get of it, so I can give it another watch. So yeah, that's You, Me and Him. Next up, we have just a few random ones, some that were recommended to me, some that I just was in the mood, I thought, yeah, I'll get that. Maybe trailers that I watched. First up is a Danny Boyle film, which I've heard great things about a long time, and it's called Sunshine. You got, who's in this? Rose Byrne, Cliff Curtis, Chris Evans, Cillian Murphy, Hiroyuki Sanada, Benedict Wong, Michelle Yeoh. So yeah, really good cast in this one. Written by Alex Garland as well. I think it's about when the sun's dying and they're on a spaceship or something. I don't know, but I'll give it a go. It's Danny Boyle. It was cheap, so I thought, why not? Next up, now I think this was one, it was definitely one that Stuart's recommended to me recently. I'm pretty sure I saw Tony talk about this on his weekly vlog, maybe last week or the week before. And I thought, this is an 80s film that I've just never watched, and I think I'm going to love it. And it is The Princess Bride. I think I'm going to really like this film. Mid-80s, I think this is. When did it come out? 87, yeah. Got Robin Wright, Carrie Elwes, Chris Sarandon, Billy Crystal, Mandy Patinkin, Christopher Guest, Andre the Giant, Wallace Shawn. Yeah, really good cast. Peter Falk, Carol Kane. It's a Rob Reiner film as well. fantasy, it looks like, love sort of thing. So yeah, looking forward to giving that one a go. I think I'm really going to dig that one. Next up, we have one that I've actually already watched, from a director that I'm getting into quite a bit now. I think he's a really good director, so is his brother. I watched a film of his a few weeks back, and this is the one he did after that, and I'll just say I really enjoyed it. I won't go any more into it though. It's a film called War on Everyone, which is directed by John Michael McDonough, who also directed The Guard and Calvary, which I watched a few weeks ago. This is set in America, well, Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is technically a British production, but it's pretty much an all-American cast. You've got Michael Pena, Alexander Skarsgård, Tessa Thompson, Theo James. Who else is in this? I'm trying to remember. It's really small writing. Caleb Landry Jones. Paul Reiser plays their captain. Yeah, very funny black comedy sort of thing. Very much like a buddy cop comedy noir type thing about two cops that kind of don't follow the rules, and are trying to take this big shot down, basically this big British lord down, played by Theo James. And yeah, very funny. If you've seen any of this director's other films, you can kind of guess the sound of tone, where it goes, but very, very funny. I laughed quite a bit through this and would definitely recommend getting it. Next up, this was the one I was waiting on. Finally came today. This was one that Tony recommended to me because I asked some underrated British films, and this was one of them. And it was, out of all of the ones he mentioned, this one was at the top of my list out of interested ones because of the cast. It is from 1983, and it's a film called Local Hero. It's a Bill Forsyth film, who also did Gregory's Girl, which I'd really like to get. And it stars Burt Lancaster, Peter Rygart, I'm pretty sure Dennis Lawson, yeah. I'm pretty sure Peter Capaldi's in this one as well. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but it looks like my sort of film. Newly remastered, still sealed, so yeah, really happy to have that one, and I'll give that a go soon. If you've been watching my recent videos, you know I've been watching a lot of Ben Wheatley's films, and some people consider this one to be his best, but also a very hard watch, so I don't know how I'm going to get on with this one, but I will give it a go. And that is Kill List, which has Neil Maskelyne, Michael Smiley, Mariana Burnin, about two hitmen, I think, but I think it's very dark from what I've been told, so to be prepared, because it isn't light watching, shall we say. But yeah, happy to have another Ben Wheatley film in the collection to watch. Then a comedy, which wouldn't get made nowadays, and one that I think has recently been upgraded to 4K, but I just want to check it out because I've heard it's very funny. And that's Mel Brooks' Blazing Saddles. Yeah, I like a western. I like a comedy western. What I've seen from Mel Brooks so far, can't say I'm a huge fan. Well, I'm a bit split because I didn't get on with Spaceballs, but I've seen most of Robin Hood, Men in Tights, and I've really thought that was really funny. And what I saw of that, I'd love to get that on Blu-ray as well and watch it all the way through. So this could go either way, but I'm glad to have it in the collection anyway. And then 3 coming-of-age films, which I've not seen, but watched the trailers for, and they look right up my street. First is one that I know Sam's watched, and he said was quite good. Quite heartbreaking though, and sad, and it's called Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. I think it's about a girl that is terminally ill, and a boy that goes to school with her is asked by his parents to basically be friends with her and look out for her. That sort of thing. Who's in this? You got Olivia Cooke, Thomas Mann, R.G. Seiler, Nick Offerman, Molly Shannon, John Bernthal, Connie Britton. Decent cast. Yeah, looks like it'd be right up my street. Looks like one that I'll enjoy. So happy to have that one in the collection. Next up, another one that looks like a really good coming-of-age film. Can't actually get this over here, I don't think, at all. So there is a Blu-ray release, American one, but I think it's probably going to be Region A locked, and I couldn't be bothered to get that because I just want to watch it. And I can get Region A DVDs, which is what I did. because they will work, because I've got a special remote for my normal DVD player. But it's a film, it's an A24 film actually, and it's called The Spectacular Now. Shailene Woodley, Miles Teller, you got Kyle Chandler, Brie Larson, Jennifer Jason Leigh. Great cast there. Love story, I think, about two kids in high school, I think, and to fall in love. I think it's that sort of thing. Coming of age, I don't really know. But yeah, I'll give it a go. It's in one of those eco cases. See what it's like. I got it pretty cheap, considering it was an import. Got it for about £8, I think. So yeah, I'll give that one a go. And finally, what a long I told you it was a mega haul. Had quite a lot to show off. Finally, another coming of age one that I put a bid in for just by chance. It was just about to finish the time I put the bid in for. I think I got it for about £5 in the end. Again, an American import. It was sealed still, but the DVD disc was loose, so I had to unseal it to put it back in. Written and directed by Rick Famuyiwa, produced by Forrest Whitaker, and executive produced by Pharrell Williams. We have a film called Dope, which is from 2015. Again, I just watched the trailer for it. I thought it looked like a quite funny film. Again, looks coming of age sort of thing. And you've got Shamik Moore, Tony Revolori, Kiersey Clemens, Kimberly Elise, Zoe Kravitz, I know, ASAP Rocky. A lot of people I don't know, to be honest. But I know Shamik Moore because I believe he's the voice of Miles Morales, I think, in the Spider-Verse films. I've seen Kiersey Clemens in, I think, didn't she play Iris in the Flash film? Obviously I know Zoe Kravitz as well. Not too familiar with any of the others. But yeah, you got the DVD and the Blu-ray in there. So yeah, not too sure exactly what this is about, but I'm happy to give it a go for the price that I paid. So yeah, that is Dope. And that is everything I've got sort of in the last 2 weeks. As I said, probably be significantly less unless I do more charity shop stuff, more deals, more cheap stuff. It's probably going to be a lot less, so I might do less frequent videos, or in the videos I do, there may just be less stuff to show. We'll just see what I end up getting. Sorry, but yeah, let me know about any of those that you've seen that I've not seen. Let me know what you think about any of them in general. Anything down below in the comments below. I will briefly say we've got the live stream tonight. When you see this, 7:30 again over on my channel. We have Sam this week. I think Roy's joining. I have put it in the post. I'm pretty sure Roy said he's going to try and do it every other week, so I think he'll be joining this week. And we've got one confirmed special guest, possibly another one, but it's going to be a bit different this week. I won't say how or what, but I did put in the post, there is going to be a bit of a twist to this week's stream. It will start off normal, but we're going to change it up and try something different, just as a trial sort of thing, see how it goes. But hopefully it should, as I said, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun what we're going to try out doing. But yeah, come tune in for 5 minutes, give us a watch, give us a comment, see what it's like, see if you enjoy it. But that's it for this video. If you like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment because I really do appreciate it. And that is it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.